Welcome back to A Game for Your Thoughts. So, damn it, I keep wanting to switch that up and just like do something different. But no, I keep just out of habit, just welcome back to A Game for Your Thoughts. But man, sometime I'll come up with something new. But we got some friends here to greet us. I don't think friends is the right word, but there's someone here to greet us, so that's cool. Hey man, how you doing? He's like, arg, I'm here, and I'm ready to fight. Yeah, take that. And I'm out of here. And I'm out. Alright, pal. Come and get it. Oh, more guys incoming. Whoa. 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 Oh, yes, that's right. This is when you have all these guys to fight and one of these dudes kind of testing your skills and be like, hey, man, this is where you were doing before, but this is what you're doing now. You know, remember this game does a really good job of kind of slowly easing you into a few things, and then by the end of the game, you know, you're taking on like two of these dudes at the same time, like a bunch of like these mini, like the normal dudes, you know, and it's kind of like, oh, this is interesting. Wow, I feel like I was on that guy's back for such a long time. It's like, all right, fair enough, but like, man, I gotta defeat all these other guys too. Okay, let's see. Let's give him some space. He'll charge. I'll throw. I'll jump. I'll run, and then I'll punch. Punch. Dodge, and then punch. Okay, we're doing good. This is going swell. We need to get out of here. Oh snap! Oh yeah, look at that. 3 same character models, all in the same one. But like I was saying, I feel like this game does a really good job of kind of easing you into things. You know, like you start out with like, oh okay, here's like one giant monstrous titan monster, and then here's a few, you know, low level dudes, and then here's 2 giant titan monsters. Okay, now here's 1 giant titan monster and a bunch of little dudes. You know, it's like, oh, okay, cool. You know, we're getting the hang of things. Also, the Bane fight was kind of a good intro too to this formula. Though I will say it is quite a bit of a bummer that this is literally like every single boss fight in this game is the exact same way. It's like, oh, bummer. But they really took that one to heart and ended up making like one of the very best video game boss fights of all time in the next game with Mr. Freeze. I feel like the Mr. Freeze fight is so good and so well done. So it's good to see them evolve and change. You know, I always appreciate that when games change and evolve, you know, from game to game. I feel like Zelda is always a good example. You know, every single Zelda game is completely different than the previous one in some way. I mean, they all have kind of the same general formula, but they like change some aesthetic thing, or like they add some cool new mechanic that's very unique to that game. And so it's like, oh, okay, cool. They all have kind of the same general basic formula of like, all right, some minor story, some temples of some sort. You know, it's all like very generalized in a very general sense, you know. But all in all, it's all the same formula. But they do a really good job of introducing some new aesthetic, some new formula, something like that. It's really awesome. I think it's important for a game to do that. And a game series, wow, I'm just getting the shit kicked beat out of me. When you have a game series that's been around as long as Mario and Zelda, you gotta mix it up, you know, and I think that's why Breath of the Wild was so, like, revolutionary, is that Zelda had been the same thing for so long. I mean, same idea, same general, like, aesthetic and stuff, but, like, you would change, like, the graphics or some main mechanic of some sort, and, I think that was cool. I think that was very important for them to need to switch it up eventually. Well, a lot of things in Breath of the Wild didn't really stick for me. I feel like they did a very fantastic job of changing the formula while still keeping it familiar in a weird way, you know? You play, like, Breath of the Wild, and you're like, oh, okay, this is, like, it's like the Zelda I know and love, but in just in a different way. With, like, the Divine Beast being, like, major temples, and then, like, the shrines being like minor temples that are like have like a cool like little like aesthetic or puzzle. You know, it's very, very interesting. I thought they did a fantastic job with it. They just added a lot of things in there that just didn't really stick for me. I like one thing that it sucks for me, because I think this is very important, is they made a world that is very large. There's lots to see and do, kind of. Okay, that's very important, is the kind of part. Is that this world is so big, and it's like, oh, there's so much to see and do, and it's like, yeah, okay, there's 120 shrines, that's awesome, there's lots of, like, mini villages, characters to run into, like, little secrets, things like that. It's like, oh, that's great, except for, I think they ruined it with the stamina for me. For me, they ruined it with the stamina, because you had this really cool, awesome aesthetic and world and everything like that. But then the stamina really limited your exploration of the world by making it so you can only travel as much as the stamina. And honestly, like thinking at it, I'm like, why did they add the stamina? They have such a very big world for you to explore, and I think that's incredible. I love how big that world is. But the fact that you're limited by whatever your stamina does, it really kind of just kills the flow and the momentum of it for me. Okay, let's see. In the gardens. Let's see, that's this way. Okay, so wow, we still have a lot of secrets just hanging around. But that's cool too, because there's one right over here that we can go and collect right away. But anyways, the point of it is, the point I'm trying to get to is they built such a very big world that's really fun to explore, but since you're limited by your stamina, I feel like it really kills the flow of it, because like you're like, oh, I have this huge field that just looks gorgeous and it's so awesome, but then you like run like 10 feet and then you have to stop and wait for your stamina to go, and then you're like, oh, there's this huge mountain, I can't wait to scale it, and then you climb like 10 feet and then you have to stop and wait for your stamina to refill, or you drop completely and your stamina has to refill, things like that. And it sucks, because like I said, it kind of just kills the flow of it. It doesn't have a good flow, because you have to you get really adventurous and you're like, yeah, onward, and then you lose your stamina and you have to stop, and it sucks. And then there's like the oh my gosh, the weapon system. The weapon system really kills the flow of the combat for me too, because you get in this flow of finding an enemy, and all of a sudden, bam, your weapon breaks, and it's like, oh man. And then it also makes obtaining weapons just very mundane, because you collect a weapon, you're like, oh, that thing is so cool, and then you use it once and then it breaks, and then you're just like, oh, well, so much for that. It just really ruined a lot of it for me, because I think they created such a fantastic world. They had a lot of really good ideas, and I think they tried a lot of very different things with the series, and I really appreciated that. I think that was awesome. I just definitely feel like that if they would have changed the weapon and stamina system, and then even the cooking thing. I wasn't a big fan of the cooking thing either, which sucks, because I think a lot of people really enjoyed the cooking. Whoa, okay, let's see, we're gonna have to hurry. I'm gonna try to keep talking, but also I don't want to get shot by the sniper. So it's very interesting, because they have lots of fantastic ideas, and it's such a bummer for me, because I really, really want to like that game. I really do. And I know so many people that loved it, and they're like, it's the best Zelda game ever, or the greatest game of all time, and just for me, it just wasn't that. And it was a bummer, because it was I really wanted to like it, and I've tried so many times. I mean, I've still put 70 hours into Breath of the Wild, It's I've played so much of that game just really trying to like it, and so it's I can't say I didn't try it, or I didn't give it a shot, but it's I did. I played it for 70 hours, just on the Wii U, and then I think on the Switch I put another 15 to 20, and it's I sure tried it. I wanted to like it more than I did. I just had a lot of those complaints that just really ruined it for me, and it was a bummer. But I'm excited to see what they do with the second one. Hopefully maybe they address a lot of the concerns I had with this one, and if they don't, then I'll still check it out. I'm still looking forward to it, to see what they do with it. Okay, let's see, we already did that one. But I also look at Mario Odyssey, and they changed a lot with the just kind of the way that the 3D Mario games go, how they work and run and stuff like that. And I thought it was great. I thought they did a fantastic job with Mario Odyssey. They fixed a lot of the complaints I'd had with Mario Galaxy, Mario Sunshine, and so it's I really hope they do something like that with Breath of the Wild. I think it's a fantastic idea. I think it's a fantastic formula. Just a lot of the ideas just didn't land for me. But then there's also kind of the idea or motto of if it's not broke, don't fix it. And for a lot of people, it seemed like it wasn't broke. I mean, it's still got so much praise and stuff for X, Y, and Z reasons, and I think that's fantastic. I think that's great. I love that they did that. But I don't know. That's just me. That's just my thoughts and opinions, and hopefully can politely disagree with me. But and I think that's fine. I don't think it's a bad thing, and Like I said, I sure tried and I sure wanted to like it. It's just there was a lot of things that really held it back for me, and it's a bummer. It's a really big bummer because I really, really, truly did want to like it. And I've sure as hell tried. Oh, that's nice. She's leading me with a trail of flowers. How kind of her. Thank you, Ivy. Now I know where to go. I am not scared. Only a man. A Batman. Oh, no. I like that crazy zoom in on that dude's face. It's like, whoo. Yeah. Oh, man. All right, I'm trying to decide what to do about this. I'm trying to decide, okay, do I make this a longer-ish episode and defeat Poison Ivy and then make next episode the finale? Or do I call it here and then make the next episode like super long and finish the game there? Because there's really not that much left. But then I could also call it here and maybe fit in like 2 more episodes. But I think let's get into the Poison Ivy fight and then we'll call it an episode here. And then we'll jump into... I love this. He got his head chomped down on a plant. It's all like, pop. It's so silly. But I don't know. There's a few different ways I can go by this. Let's go in here, start the Poison Ivy fight. We'll call it an episode, and then we'll see what we get done on the next episode. I think that'll be a swell plan, and then we can kind of go from there and see what happens. But I knew we didn't have much left. I mean, I could easily probably beat this in 45 minutes, but I don't want to make this episode like too long, or else that's not fun. Oh, yes, that's right. Because then she like gets like turned into like a giant plant, and it's pretty sweet. I was like, I'm trying to remember her fight. Also, hot butt shot right there. I was into that shot. But I like this fight. This is a good one. Now I remember it. Now I'm remembering. I'm like, oh, how does this one work? Yeah, we'll be as one, Batman. Huzzah! Yeah. All right, Poison Ivy. I like the picture on the right. It's like, that does not look at all like her. Okay, well, we'll call this an episode right here. We'll catch you guys next time. I want to give your thoughts. Thanks for watching. Bye.